Hey everybody, Cougar here, back with more of our continuing adventures in the amazing underwater survival game Subnautica. The sun is about to rise on day 6 or 7 on Subnautica, and today we're going to set as a long-term goal, now that the Aurora has blown up and we have crafted a radiation suit, we're going to set as a long-term goal visiting the Aurora. But how quickly we are able to accomplish that is going to depend on a couple of things. One, we want to stay flexible in responding to messages that are coming across our radio. Two, we are going to need some specific equipment before we go into the Aurora, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. But as you saw a second ago with the icon in the upper right hand corner, we have a new radio message waiting for us. So in the interest of staying flexible and retrieving these radio messages in order to follow the storyline, let's do that.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by the Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
All right, we got a new signal location based off that message. Let's go ahead and head over there. It's not far. It's only 500 meters away, and it is only 400 meters away and 100 meters deep. So this is definitely something that we can access. In fact, I'm going to switch back to the Rebreather helmet right now since we're not heading into a radiation zone, but we may be venturing deeper than 100 meters. So we'll want the Rebreather helmet to help us retain oxygen at depth. The sun has not come up yet, but I'll bet it's coming up now, and I'll bet it will be up by the time we reach this Lifepod. See a little disturbance in the sand there. There's a sand shark. Lifepod 17. Stranded near a cave system and under attack. That was a biter. Alright. Looks like we've got some fragments scattered around here. There's a Seamoth fragment. This will be our second of 3 Seamoth fragments. We need one more before we're able to build the Seamoth. There's PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
Great, let's play it.
Ozzy's log. It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared, and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
30 seconds. New blueprint acquired.
Well, that guy sounded a little upset. And he says that there's a cave system nearby. I'll bet that's it right over there. Yeah, we'll get there. Now this is actually my preferred use for the Sea Glide, is just getting down to depth quickly. So we found a Seamoth fragment there. We found that PDA. I think that's about it. I didn't see anything else of value here. But he was talking about this cave system. Now this is an area that we have actually poked our noses into once before, but did not come down to fully explore because we were not really equipped for it. We're still not really. I would like to have the Seamoth before we come down here and explore it fully, but there are reasons to come down in here. In fact, let me see if I can show you one of those reasons right now. There it is, right there. Magnetite. This is a good early place to retrieve magnetite, which you're going to need to craft some...
The conditions in this cave support a microcosm of unique, possibly predatory life forms. Detecting an artificial structure somewhere in the region.
An artificial structure somewhere in the region. So that is definitely something worth exploring once we are better equipped to actually explore down there, which we're not right now. But the sun is up. Let's go get some oxygen, and then now that the sun is up, take a last look around the Lifepod and see if we missed anything down there. I don't think we did, but we can use this Lifepod 17 beacon now as a built-in marker for an entrance to the underground mushroom caves. It is also a marker that leads us to this huge wreck, which, as I keep saying, we're not really fully ready to explore. We could probably poke our nose in there a bit and definitely look around the outside for any fragments that are lying around out here. But we still do not have... Oh, a laser cutter, I was about to say. And guess what is hiding in this box down here? Oop, it is a laser cutter fragment. Great, and we need two more of those before we can build the laser cutter. We're going to need the laser cutter before we can fully explore wrecks like this. Another bioreactor fragment, which we already have. It's getting dark already. I think that's an eclipse. No fragments. No fragments. Sand shark down there. No fragments. Nothing to scan here. Not going to waste the Sea Glide's power. Whoa! Some sick sand sharks. I'd like to look in that box down there. If these guys would go away.
30 seconds.
I don't think there's anything in that cargo box. Nope, there's not. There's more cargo boxes down there, though.
Oxygen.
You can check those out. I would like to, again, have the Seamoth before doing this, just so we didn't have to keep going back up to the surface every time we need air. But we can at least poke around the outside and check these boxes for fragments. Nothing. There are more boxes up here. There's something. Nope. Nope. Empty. Empty. Scanner room fragment. That was a biter.
Integrating new PDA data.
Those biters, like the cave crawlers, are more annoying than anything else. Ooh, battery charger fragment. So again, I'll point out that because we have the Rebreather helmet equipped, we can be down below 100 meters and not be losing oxygen very quickly. All right, so I think we've explored everything around the outside here. I think that's just metal salvage. Yeah, I'm going to scan this metal salvage so that it doesn't keep showing up as a scannable item. But we can get into this wreck and explore it. As I said, I would prefer to save that until we have the laser cutter and the Seamoth. So
30 seconds.
let me just take one last dive down there and look in those initial rooms. Check out those initial rooms that you don't need any extra equipment to get into and see if there might be something useful for us in there. I'm using the Sea Glide as illumination right now. I do have a flashlight, but it's not equipped at the moment. All right, let me
New blueprint acquired.
let me equip my flashlight instead of my repair tool here. PDA and a laser cutter fragment.
Integrating new PDA data.
Let's ping that up, bring that up and play it. Oh, nope, it's gone. Mobile vehicle bay fragment, which we don't need anymore, but we'll scan it to get it out of the way. Pick up a little extra titanium. And there's something in there. Propulsion cannon fragment. Very good find. I think that's going to be it in here. A chair.
New blueprint acquired.
Okay, so I think that's all we're going to be able to do in here right now. There is another, well, there's a bench. There's another entrance that we can check out.
New blueprint acquired.
We don't have enough oxygen to go up there right now.
30 seconds.
Let me just show you that other entrance, and then we can always come back here and do more digging once we have the laser cutter and the Seamoth, so that we don't have to keep bouncing back up to the surface for oxygen. There's another way in over here. Another mobile vehicle bay fragment, which we don't need. We can repair this with a repair tool to get in there, but let's save that. Oh, third laser cutter fragment. Fantastic.
New blueprint acquired.
Well, since we're here, just for the purposes of demonstration, really quickly, go back, change to my repair tool, repair this door equipment here, and this will allow us to open this door once it's repaired. Now that is openable. There's stuff to scan here. There's a mod station fragment. We need to build that in our base at some point. Data, we're going to be able to get data download from this panel here. Oh, that's garbled. There's more stuff to see and do in here. I just am not thrilled at the idea of doing it without a Seamoth. What's that? Something. Another modification station fragment. Alright, let's get out of here. Ooh. Yeah. Oh. I got turned around. I got turned around. Is this how we came in? Yes.
30 seconds.
I know. Get out, get out. Alright. That's enough exploring down in there. That was scary enough
Oxygen.
moment that I do not want to continue with this exploration without the Seamoth. Because you just park your Seamoth right at the entrance there, and you can come back to it for air. It's a lot easier than getting back up to the surface when the wreck is that deep. But we have the laser cutter, and we have one propulsion cannon fragment. There may be more propulsion cannon fragments down in there. Not sure. Alright, so we talked about setting as a long-term goal getting over to the Aurora and exploring the Aurora. Before we go over there, we need a repair tool, which we have, a laser cutter, which we can now craft, and a propulsion cannon. There is debris blocking some of the hallways and entrances on the Aurora that we are going to need the propulsion cannon to move out of the way. So there's no point in going over there until you have a propulsion cannon. There are probably going to be a bunch of propulsion cannon fragments over near the Aurora itself. And now that we have the radiation suit, we can actually get over there and start looking for those. So,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
why don't we... Let's see. Why don't we drop off our rebreather? Wait, that's our radiation helmet. We need to put that back on. Drop off the magnetite we just found. That is a useful commodity, though. We found that down in the glowing mushroom caves. And then drop off basically everything else. Actually, we're going to need to have some water before we leave. Let's head over toward the Aurora and start exploring over there, but let's do it on a full stomach. Grab a peeper and cook it up. Probably only need one, as long as we're swimming right past the bladderfish, though. Pick him up, too. And then quickly do a little Julia Childs action on the peeper and the bladderfish. I have 2 peepers. I'm not going to cook the other one. I could probably only fit one in my belly right now. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, now we can start heading toward the Aurora. Switch to my radiation helmet. And I'm going to save the Sea Glide battery for now. And just swim over there. You hear that? That is a thermal vent. There are reasons to visit thermal vents. Ooh, and you know what else I see down here? I just happen to stumble across a stalker tooth. You need these to craft enameled glass. And they are fairly hard to come by.
New blueprint acquired.
They are fairly hard to come by, so you want to develop an eye for them and keep an eye out for them when you see them lying on the ground. You want to pick them up. There's another one. Now the reason that one just was floating there is because stalkers will drop teeth when they're playing with that metal salvage. They love the metal salvage. They love to pick it up and move it around. As they pick up and move around metal salvage, they will occasionally drop teeth. It breaks their teeth. There's a cargo box. Let's see what's in it. Sea Glide fragment, which we don't need, but let's go ahead and scan it. Just get it out of the way. So stalkers will occasionally drop teeth as they pick up and play with this metal salvage. Here's a little debris field. Let's see what we see here. So if you need stalker teeth, you can hang around. Crash fish. Get away! Eee, that hurt. That hurt a bit. Oh, there are 2 down here. I think the other one actually came out as well. Something to scan? No, nothing. There's cave sulfur in there, but we don't need it. I was just going to scan this plant because we don't have it. Another Sea Glide fragment, which we don't need. Something over here. Coffee vending machine! Yes! Ah, can have some coffee. Oh, thank Jeebus. I can make a nice cup of coffee now. It's getting dark already, guys. And exploring over here near the Aurora in the dark may not be the wisest move. Let's see how far we get. It's a nice little crevasse to be exploring. Always on the lookout for rare stuff like aerogel, which I have none of yet, and I will need some of eventually. Alright, so we're right underneath the Aurora now. And it is dark, but we have our Sea Glide providing us with illumination. This is not ideal. We really kind of defeats the purpose to be out here hunting for stuff in the darkness. But as long as we're over here, let's see how much we can get done. Propulsion cannon fragment, which is why we're here. Alright.
New blueprint acquired.
We now have everything. We are now able to craft everything that we will need in order to come over and do the Aurora. So let's head back. Just take a last little quick look around here, see if there's anything we can scan or pick up before heading back. Yeah, this is not ideal. We just don't have the visibility that we would need to do an effective looting run over here. So let's just start heading back. I have not crafted a backup power cell for my Sea Glide yet. It's always a good idea to have a backup battery and a backup power cell on you at all times. I believe I have neither, which is less than ideal. I may have a battery.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency.
So
30
laser cutter
seconds.
fragment that we don't need, but there's another example of one lying around in the cargo boxes. Reef backs. Hi, reef backs.
Oxygen.
Shall we go say hello to the reef backs? Good evening, fellas. Hey, look, a sparkly trail peeper. What's he doing, I wonder? Why does he have a sparkly trail? I guess we'll have to find that out. Gonna let him be. Not pick him up. So these are reef backs. We have not really encountered these on our adventures so far, but there they are. They actually have stuff on them. Break barnacle, pick up silver ore. Should we scan him? Now we can read about him in our PDA. But yeah, so they have these barnacles on them. You can break and pick up resources from them. You do have to watch out because sometimes they have the dart throwing plants on them as well. Not able to break that for some reason. There we go. Yeah, you can take damage swimming around these guys just because they sometimes have those plants that spit out darts on them. Oh, mating season. Guys, this is a family show. We're in a fairly deep area here, which is fine. Top off my O2. It's nice and quiet down here at night. The reef backs are singing, the gas pods are farting. I like being out at night. A lot of people find it scary, but once you figure out what is actually scary and what's not scary, it can be very pleasant down there. At night. The sun's coming back up. And I think what we're going to do is get ready to go visit the Aurora. Let us take a quick look at what we will need to craft the equipment. Make sure that there's nothing that we're going to have to go hunting for. Propulsion cannon requires a wiring kit, battery, and titanium. We could probably build that with no problem. Laser cutter requires 2 diamonds, battery, titanium, and cave sulfur. I think we have all of that back at base already. Let's just stop in here real quick and make sure that I didn't leave anything that we're going to need in here. I did not. Why don't I pick up a piece of silicone rubber so that we can at some point make a backup power cell for our Sea Glide. But for now, over to the base. You know what? I'm not going to bore you with the crafting of this stuff. Why don't we call this an episode? We went out to Lifepod. We got the signal for Lifepod 17, which is out that way to the southwest. We went out and visited Lifepod 17. We saw that there's a massive wreck there that we were not fully equipped to explore. But we did pick up some important fragments and a PDA log out there. We now have the blueprint for the laser cutter and the blueprint for the propulsion cannon. I'm going to craft those offline, but not bore you with the crafting process here. And then at the very beginning of next episode, we will set off for the Aurora and go explore the Aurora. All right? Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like and a subscribe if you'd like to see more Subnautica videos. For now, stay safe, stay dry.